We had a great casting director who was based out of London, and where we could, Mark and I were meeting the actors in person. But such is the wonders of technology that we were able to be here in Los Angeles, and they could read 10 actors for a role on a Monday afternoon and load it in to a fantastic casting website. And by dinner that evening, Mark and I could be gathered around our big screen and we could be watching all of those auditions. It was really fantastic. So we were very involved every step of the way.
I'm Paul. As you can see, I'm covered in dirt and I'm about to rise from the earth as God created Adam.
Here we are, top of a mountain. I'm playing Abraham. I'm in the process of sacrificing my son.
God has spoken to me.
We have Moses here now. We have Moses. Moses, tell us what your journey has been like so far.
My journey's been eventful.
It has.
It's been a little frustrating. I've met some old friends again, people I had lost from my life. I found my people again.
God has sent me to set you free.
Hello, my name is Nonso and I'm playing Samson.
My Lord God of Israel, is that you?
My name's Kirsten Ware and I play Delilah.
Where does he get his strength? What's his secret?
I don't know. He won't tell me.
My name is Langley Kirkwood and I'm playing the part of King David.
Now God is truly with me.
We wanted fine actors. It didn't matter to us whether they had been in many, many things before or not, just that we felt authentically they could be the character.
We have to invest in our characters. We have to make them feel like real human beings, and we have to make it feel like they're believable. And this is a challenge of any form of filmmaking, but it's a massive challenge with something like the Bible.
My name is Sebastian Knapp, and I play John, the beloved, one of Jesus' disciples.
He said ask!
He's Jesus' most loyal fan.
And it will be given!
Hi, my name's Darwin Shaw and I'm playing Peter. Peter is a fisherman and was the first disciple to be commissioned by Jesus.
This is just the beginning.
My name's Matthew Gravel and I'm playing Thomas, the doubter.
No, this isn't real.
My name's Joe Redden and I'm playing Judas Iscariot, a very famous disciple, obviously, as the disciple who betrayed Christ for 30 pieces of silver.
Take back your money!
Well, we have a big international group, I have to say. They're probably mostly made up of Brits, English, Scottish. We have Irish actors, we have Australians, Kiwis, South Africans, and a lot of excellent stage actors out of the British theatre system, award-winning actors.
I'm Paul Mark Davis. I'm playing Simon, the Pharisee, who is Jesus' first great adversary.
I'm saying you must accept God's word through me.
How dare you! That is sacrilege! You will pay the price for this!
I'm Adrian Schiller. I'm playing Caiaphas, who's the Jewish high priest.
Galilee. Nicodemus, don't worry, nothing important ever came from Galilee.
My name's Greg Hicks and I play Pontius Pilate. A fairly middle-of-the-road general caught in a very difficult political situation.
If the disturbances that took place today are repeated tomorrow, I will put this city under curfew. I will crush any rebellion. Do I make myself absolutely clear?
Hi, I'm Fraser Ayres. I'm playing Barabbas. Barabbas is one of the more notorious people of the Bible, kind of the ultimate baddie.
Israel! Why don't you bring them down? Why don't you make us free?
My name's Paul Brightwell, and I'm playing Malchus, who has only a very brief mention in the Gospels because he's wounded during the arrest of Jesus. And then he's healed by Jesus.
There's a lot of responsibility that playing the role of Mary Magdalene holds. Obviously, she's the only woman that's travelling alongside with Jesus. She's also a representation of a group of women that would have travelled with Jesus at the time.
Pray to him and he will listen.
And how should we pray? There's an endless amount of research you can do onto the character, but what you have to do, I think, in the end is once you've done all that research, you throw that away and you put yourself into it.
Who are you looking for?
If you've taken him, tell me where he is.
Mary.
Teacher?
We were only 3 or 4 weeks away from our first day of principal photography, and we still had not cast the role of Jesus. I'm laughing only because we were very, very nervous on the one hand and very trusting on the other that he would show up. He was going to be our leading man, and we knew that we wanted somebody with extraordinary charisma. I know that there are biblical references to the character of Jesus being meek, and some past interpretations have presented that in a way that they've cast a man of smaller stature. But we wanted to find a big, wonderful, strong actor. At the same time, we wanted him to have an air of humility to him. It was a difficult search, and there were a few actors that we could have considered, but we held off, hoping and praying that we would find that special someone. Our Moroccan team was on the ground in Ouarzazate, which is where we ended up filming the series. And they knew out there that we were still looking for Jesus. Our first assistant director, a Moroccan called Nuruddin, was out on a scout with one of our directors. And Nuruddin remembered an actor that had come in on a different project a year before. He went to the hotel registry and he looked up this actor's name. The actor was Diogo Morgado. And so through our casting agent, we searched for Diogo and we found his agent, and we asked if he would submit a tape to us. And he was so amazing in his audition video. His performance was so arresting, and there was something that we felt absolutely that we wanted to meet him. And so I got on the phone immediately with his agent. His agent said, he's not in town, meaning London. He said, he's actually in Los Angeles. And it was like, amen. That was on an afternoon. The next morning, he was walking up my garden path to come and meet with me, to have tea. And as he was walking down the pathway, we have a glass on our front door. You can see out onto the pathway. And I turned to Mark and I said, there's our Jesus, here he comes. So I had been sharing earlier that I knew it was you from the minute you opened my garden gate and walked down the pathway to us.
Yes, I had that privilege of being in your home, and I mean, the way you received me was magical. So from a magical moment came a magical project, right?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
We've been blessed since the beginning.
It has. It's been a beautiful journey.
I got here and I just saw this beautiful woman smiling at me and kind of opening her arms. It was like immediately a really strong connection, and I felt so in home, comfortable. And it didn't feel like a meeting, like a working meeting. So they talked right here. We had this like 2-hour conversation of what they wanted to do, or what was the plan. So I was like, I don't know what it is, I don't know what it's going to be, but I want to be part of this.
I can't see how anybody else is going to play that role after this and not be compared to this. There have been fine actors who have played it in the past. Diogo will now define that role. And this is an actor who doesn't need a job. He's very, very famous in Portugal and Spain, and a great life. He just felt he should do this. And when you watch him on screen, you understand what happened that day.
For me, working with Mark, he's the captain. You know, he's the engine of like the horsepower. He's always full on. You know, there's no midpoint. Right here, when we had the meeting, he was like, "Can you hear the cameras? They're starting." I was like, "Okay." This is the type of enthusiasm that he has.
The Spirit of the Lord is upon me.
Roma was always there. Even when she was not there, the spirit of her was there. And that was just comforting, to having someone full of God right on my side.
What was really great was getting Diogo into the role, giving him just enough research. Don't want to overload him. You want him to have the information and let him really feel what the truth is.
As soon as I knew that I was playing Jesus, the first thing was going to Jerusalem. And I stayed in Jerusalem for 3 days, and I visit all the places that supposedly Jesus was. So that was my first research and my first approach to the role.
Messiah!
Obviously, reading the Bible was the next one. I knew the Bible, but I was not a knowledge of the amount of things that happened in the different Gospels and everything. So yeah, that was my second step. Then as soon as I got here, I had this meeting with all the producers and the directors. I met the rest of the cast. So slowly, all the right colors was painted in my head to start doing this.
I am just a voice in the wilderness, preparing the way for the...
I have the very first shots of Jesus going to see John the Baptist. So, you know, his opening in the film is in my film. So when Diogo walks through this rather misty shot towards the camera, and you suddenly see Diogo's face, it really is electric. It's really exciting. You know, he's the character that's going to lead us through the second half of the film, and he's really magnetic.
And Diogo is such a beautiful actor that he has nothing about him that is in any way narcissistic or arrogant. He has such a natural gentleness, but he's strong. He's the lion and the lamb, and he's the perfect casting for this.
What you are doing is right. For all of us.
It was really scary, but then I realized there was something inside me that was starting to happen. I always approach my work with a technical point of view, and then when I'm on the scene, I give myself in. That was always my process. After I leave Israel, I felt that, there's no way I can do that, because this is a moment, this is an event, this is unique, this is it. Yeah, and it slowly changed me, and I grew up as a person and as a spirit with the role.
If you wish it, Father.
Roma, from the beginning, has always said to me that the trick to an actor giving a good performance is truthfulness, authenticity, and that's the through line from the beginning of the project. Make it feel like you're not watching characters on the screen, you're with the characters. And that required the youthful performances which we managed to get.
If you hunger for righteousness, you will be filled through me.